legs mount. Inside and on top of Mitch were mounted cannons. Boom! To defend the tower against attack from that direction. Another part of the defensive system was the moat, which we're all stood in. This was dug during the reign of King Edward I, and it was once filled with water. The moat was some 120 feet wide, and when fully excavated was 15 feet deeper than it is today. And it was designed to use the tidal flow of the River Thames. Twice a day, it would wash into and around the moat, and it would flush it clean. Now, this system worked rather well at first, but with all the rubbish and the excrement directed into it from the dirty city and the wide range of houndage in Shoreditch, the system soon failed, and it became the largest cesspit in London, a source of pestilence to all those who live nearby, especially the soldiers of the Tower garrison. This continued for a very short period of just 500 years. Yes, it took them 500 years to figure out they were getting sick because of the giant open-air toilet on their doorstep. So in 1843, the then Constable of the Tower, the Duke of Wellington, asked permission from Queen Victoria to have the moat drained. Thankfully, it was granted, and the Duke had it filled with sand and shingle to the level it is today, putting it to good use as an exercise area and a parade ground for his troops of the Tower garrison. As I said earlier, this was the first royal palace and fortress of its kind to be built by the Normans in this country. Over the years, however, it has been used in many other ways. It was a citadel to command and defend the City of London. The crown jewels in royal regalia have been stored here since 1303. The Royal Mint was located within these walls where all the coins of the realm were produced. It was the site of the first Royal Observatory, studying the stars and the planets until it was moved to Greenwich in the 17th century. It was an armoury for the storing of warlike stores and provisions. Official records and papers of the King's and Queen's courts were stored here until they were moved to Kew in the middle of the 19th century to form the Public Records Office. The Royal Collection of exotic animals was kept here in the Royal Menagerie or Zoo. Until 1835 they were all moved to Regent's Park, or what we now know as London Zoo. And yes, we did have lions and tigers and bears. Oh my indeed. And last but by no means least, this must rank as the most famous prison complex in history. A place of murder, torture, and execution. Talking of execution, there's a place that stands at the top of the hill. It is called Trinity Gardens, and it stands in an area known as Tower Hill. And that was the site of numerous executions between the 14th and 18th centuries. And over the years, no less than 125 men of noble birth were to lose their heads up there by means of the blocking axe. The first victim was Simon Sudbury, Archbishop of Canterbury, who was murdered up there at the hands of peasants in 1381, daring to introduce a poll tax. 7 years later was the first legal execution on Tower Hill. That was of Sir Simon Burley, Knight of the Garter. And by remarkable coincidence, the last victim in 1747 was another Simon, Simon Fraser, the Lord Lovett, an 80-year-old Scottish lord who had supported the Second Jacobite Rebellion led by Bonnie Prince Charlie in 1745. Is anybody here called Simon? Someone leave now, Simon! Now just for a moment we're going to pause. We're going to imagine the scene up there on a day of execution. Thousands of people would have gathered around a raised wooden platform, a scaffold, to witness the proceedings. There would have been much merriment. Alcohol may have been consumed. It would have been an action-packed, fun day out for the whole family. But the crowd would have been extremely loud. They would have wanted to witness this spectacle. Having delivered his final speech and said his prayers, the condemned man would place himself down, his neck resting on a block of oak. He would then give a word or a signal, and the executioner would bring down his axe hopefully beheading his victim with one stroke. The executioner would then pick up 7 still bleeding heads, hold it aloft for all to see. Special effects, ladies and gentlemen. And he would loudly proclaim, "Behold, the head of a traitor! So die all traitors! God save the King! Huzzah!" Right. Do you remember the part when I said the crowd would be loud? Do you remember that part? You've gone away and eat somewhere. Yeah? The good afternoon was a massive failure, wasn't it? Yeah? So I thought you'd bring it back with my large hint about the crowd being loud. Yeah? It was a bit of a build-on. You know, we knew where it was going, but no! Failed again. Right, we're going to try it again. Try and bring it back this time. Now, you didn't think to be really loud, it's a massive group, okay? I'm not excited! Good! That's how we need to be! Pulling it that way. Right, folks. The reason you need to be like this gentleman here, okay, is because they need to be able to hear you inside the tower. The reason for that, okay, my report's getting written and it'll make me look really good. So we're going to try it again. Now, you can say huzzah. You can say, "God save the King," and the Americans amongst you, and you want to say, "Yeehaw," I will not be offended. Okay? So, the executioner picked up the 7 still bleeding head, hold it aloft for see, now came behind the head of traitor, so die all traitors, God save the King! Slightly better. The head would then be impaled onto a pike and carried through the streets of London to London Bridge, which in those days was the only bridge across the River Thames. The head would be left displayed above the gateway entrance as a sign of the fate that would await all would-be traitors. And yes, I'm pointing in that direction to London Bridge, because that is where you will find London Bridge. That bridge over there, with the towers right next door to the Tower of London, strangely enough, it's called Tower Bridge. Now, who can get these two bridges confused? Go to Arizona and you will find out. Meanwhile, the headless corpse will be taken down, placed into a small handcart and brought back inside the tower, where it will be quickly buried in an unmarked grave in the chapel wall of St. Peter ad Vincula. We're going to make the same journey as that headless corpse. We're going to go across the causeway. We're going to go through that archway. As we go through that archway, I'd like you to look up. Not yet, over there. And you will see the spike of a portcullis, or medieval drop gate, that weighs over 1.5 tons. It dates from 1326, and the rope holding it also dates from 1326. So we're going to be walking quickly. You may also notice 3 circular holes drilled through the stonework above your heads. They are known as murder holes. They're probably just used by the defenders of that tower to empty their waste buckets into a cart, or members of the public as they pass beneath. People still live in the top of that tower. I do not know if their waste buckets are empty or full. I'm going to be walking quickly. I'll make a gap and I'll lead you in. It means get out of my way.